Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Director Watch, an AwardsWatch podcast that attempts to get inside the mind of cinema's greatest auteurs, explore what drives them, and maybe we go on a few unrelated tangents along the way. I'm Ryan McQuade, the executive editor here at AwardsWatch, and joining me, as always, is my lovely co-host, Jay Ledbetter.
Start of a new series. The Claire Denis era has begun. We're going Euro, we're going French, and there's no better way to start a series than to see the dawn of one of the great partnerships in cinema history. I mean, it doesn't get more cinematically French than Claire Denis and Juliette Binoche. I know we talked about Johnny Depp very recently, but we're going to talk about him again. We're talking Chocolat, Claire Denis' first film. Really excited to get into it.
Jay, you do understand that Binoche is not in this film, correct?
No, she's in Chocolat.
Yeah,
it's her and Johnny Depp and Alfred Molina.
Yeah, and Carrie-Anne Moss and Judi Dench. Yeah. And the town that can't eat chocolate during Lent, but yet
they banned chocolate.
Yeah, but yet though she comes in almost like a Mary Poppins-esque way in the wind.
It's a whimsical fantasy
it's a whimsical thing.
About chocolate.
That's not what this movie we're talking about today is. Because that movie came out. That movie came out in 1999. There was a different Chocolat that came out in 1988, and that's the Claire Denis film we're going to talk about today.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
Now, to be fair, Claire Denis and Juliette Binoche, they do work together.
Is that the one that the Johnny Depp one is based on? Is it a remake?
For these purposes of the bit, sure.
Oh, good, because I watched that one too. They were very different. I was surprised that they had the same kind of genesis, like the same launch pad.
Yeah.
But I watched the other one as well.
Would you say the same recipe?
The same, yes, recipe.
Why do you look so mad that I said that? Like
I don't know, because I was trying to think of something better and I couldn't come up with anything. And it made
you
me
couldn't,
mad.
And then you were just left with recipe. But you know what? You started this bit, so congratulations on any joke that comes.
Chocolat.
Chocolat. We're here. We're doing Claire Denis.
Yeah.
You excited?
I am excited. I'm ready to sound stupid. This is one of those that's a little intimidating to talk about. But
well, I mean, what's the difference between that and every other week?
I'm allowed to sound stupid when I'm talking about the Book of Eli. It's harder when you're talking about, high life.
When you're talking about Chocolat?
White material.
Yeah.
Or Chocolat.
Yeah, for that matter.
You can sound stupid talking about Chocolat, but you can't sound stupid talking about Chocolat.
You can sound stupid saying Chocolat.
Well, I don't think we've done that yet.
How you been, man?
Good. Been doing well. Excited for a new series.
Last series of the year.
Yeah, I guess that's right. Yeah. This is going to be what, like six
We're
weeks,
doing
7 weeks?
6-7 weeks. I think
we maybe start the next one at the end of the year.
I think so.
A Christmas gift for all.
A Christmas? No, it would be a New Year's gift, not a Christmas gift.
Okay, sure.
I don't know. I'm just
Christmas gift.
There you go. A belated Christmas gift. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Are you okay with that?
It's like when you have to visit your family a few days after because they're out of town.
Why are they out of town?
Because they're colonizers. In
my
Africa.
God, Jesus Christ! And they've got a place. They got places to be.
Mm-hmm.
Colonies.
They live in a former Nazi stronghold in
Jesus Christ,
in colonial Africa.
It really does. And I have to say this: we're going. This is the second full year that we've done this. We've done this for 2.5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
The rabbit holes that we go down at the beginning of these episodes. Just going to point it out there, buddy.
See, this was less a rabbit hole and more a bit.
Yeah, and this bit is dumb as fuck.
It's killing it.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
People are loving it. I'm looking at the live ratings, and they are skyrocketing.
Yes, we are done with the Hughes brothers. We finished up that last week. Great little series.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, only about 6 to 7 weeks, but we're covering films that I think are really fascinating. Denis, one of the filmmakers that I think of when I think that when your favorite filmmaker is talking about their favorite filmmakers, Claire Denis is one of those. Very,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
influential, very significant films in her filmography. And the interesting things,
Singular,
singular, very rich text,
complicated. Yes.
a lot of stuff to chew on. I think that it's very different. Like, last couple of years we've done some very different things to end the year. And what was it? Last year was Nancy, right? We did Nancy last year, and very different films. Nancy Myers than Claire Denis,
I would say
but
so.
but each one has
This
their
is
own
sort of her Parent Trap.
fucking hell. But they both have distinct visions, and I think that that's what's so great about both of them. And so we're going to tackle these. Jay, do you have a relationship with Claire Denis as a filmmaker? And how excited were you when we decided to do this one, buddy?
I'm very excited to do it. I would say I've probably seen about half of her films.
Okay.
Certainly the newer stuff, all the English language stuff, as well as a couple of the kind of old classics. But there are definitely some blind spots. And there's a pretty significant kind of era of films that we're just going to completely gloss over and not cover specifically on this series. But
Well, I will say that
I'm gonna try and watch them.
most of them are hard to find.
They are.
And
That is true.
even the Criterion channel or the
This was on. I watched this on Criterion Channel. Where did you watch it?
Criterion channel,
Yeah.
I paid the $10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did it
You know, sometimes I don't want to
because you
spend.
love cinema.
Listen, I'm not like Jay. I'm not going the seven seas sometimes, high waters.
For movies that you can't watch, I have no qualms.
Yeah, he'll just. Yeah, for anyone out there that didn't know what that was the theme song to
Pirates
Indiana.
of the
Oh, I
Caribbean.
was going to say Indiana Jones, but sure.
Oh
Yes,
yes.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Um, because Jay likes to be a pirate. Arr, sometimes. And me, I
Only
only
for
have.
films that are like out of circulation.
There was one time this year I had to do that, or two times, I guess, two times.
Which one was that?
Well, when we did Heartbreak Kid, obviously,
Yep.
the only way to watch that is
That's a
on like
given.
this rendered YouTube
Or a $150 secondhand DVD.
DVD, which was like no fucking
No,
way in a million years. Even though it's like, God damn it, somebody just get those fucking rights.
it's crazy.
But Silkwood, because there's not. It's Silkwood's another one where you can't find a copy of that anywhere.
Yeah, I guess I did it for that one. I
And
forgot how hard that one was to watch.
yeah,
Weird.
we didn't think about that one until. Sorry for the yawning, folks. We didn't think about that until after or like right before we were about to record with Izzy on that one, and I'm truly just I'm kind of upset because I loved that film, and I don't understand why that movie isn't on physical media. It's one of Meryl's. It's one of her more important films. Like I think every movie that Meryl's nominated for an Oscar should be on some form of physical media. Don't you think, Jay? Like it's Meryl Streep, right?
It is surprising how odd the rights of that one have become.
It's like an ABC film, and that studio like really just doesn't exist like one of
Mm.
the conglomerates has it or whatever, like Heartbreak Kid, where it's like somebody has it randomly, won't give it up. So it's going to take like a generation of these people to die and then be like, oh, hey, by the way, we have this like little thing if you want to give it up or not. So you're having to put your trust in these shitty corporations out there. So that's one thing,
Yep.
you know. But we were able to find these 6, 7 films. We haven't decided if we're doing 6 or 7. 6, 7. Jay.
6, 7.
6, 7.
Nothing makes me feel older.
When that started happening, by the way, did you feel old
Um,
when that trend started happening? The
I mean,
six,
I
seven?
did when I had to ask what it was, and then the explanation I got was it doesn't mean anything.
It's just 6, 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I asked
That made me feel old for sure.
Well, it made me confused because
That as well.
when we used to do and
It is
say
a
dumb,
worm brain
yeah,
trend.
when we used to do and say dumb shit when we were kids, I think we had a reason as to why or a reference point as to where we
Yeah.
were saying this stuff. And now kids are just saying this. And it's not even like they're like, oh, we learned it in math school. No, or math class or whatever. Or, oh, it's got this kind of callback to a television show. Or, oh, it's in this popular song or whatever. Nope. They just started
I mean, it
saying
has an origin
six,
of
seven.
some kind. I still don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's called the numbers that come after five and before eight. That's its fucking origin.
6, 7.
So we don't know if we're doing 6 or 7 episodes, but I'm fairly confident you guys will love this series. And but yeah, Denis as a director, I'm really excited. There are films that I've seen as well. I've seen alongside Jay, because when Jay and I first started podcasting, we actually would do a lot of smaller films, independent films, and we covered Claire Denis' High Life, I think, and I think
Did we maybe do Let the Sunshine In?
we did not. We were right
Okay.
before it came
That
out.
was
Right
early.
yeah.
All right.
Watch yourself.
Sorry.
And it's like you don't even remember the things we've talked about over the years. You know, you get to the stage of the relationship, folks, where we've been doing this 7-8 years now. 7-8 doesn't have the ring to it. 8-7, 8-7. No, not the same. Okay. And you just don't start forgetting that those were movies that we actually talked about. But I think when you were on maternity leave, Sophia and I did an episode where we talked about the other films, like the one she did with Julia,
Both Sides of the Blade.
Both Sides of the Blade, and what was the other one? The
Stars at Noon.
The Stars at Noon. Yeah. We will not be covering those films here on this series. We can tell you that the end point for this series is High Life, a film that ended at the end of the end of last decade. So we're going to end it there. She has a new film coming out, probably early next year, I think, is when that movie's going to come out, buddy.
The Fence.
The Fence. I saw The Fence at TIFF.
What'd you think?
And I thought it was fine.
Ooh, high praise.
I don't think it was particularly as great as some of the things that she's done before. I kind of feel like it's a little bit of recycled things that she has expressed in the past, but I do not think it is as bad as people kind of played it out to be. And I think it's like her standard coasting kind of filmmaking that I know of. So I gave it a B.
Okay.
And I think I'm okay with that. I did come out of that movie. There's the British actor Tom Blythe?
Yeah.
He's on like this like Billy the Kid show, and he's in the last Hunger Game movie, and he's in a lot of things. Very pretty man. Anyway, that guy, there's a scene where he's in a tuxedo in that movie, The Fence. And Jay, I thought to myself,
You were thinking Bond.
he would make a really good Bond. Really good. He's very handsome. He's got the build for it. He's not a star. He's not a giant star, but he's also not a nobody. And I think he's a good actor. And so
Well, that's kind of who they get for Bond. It's
that's who
never
they
a
got with Daniel Craig.
Star.
Yeah. I know that they're like, ooh, a Lordy, ooh, Harris Dickinson, ooh, Tom Hiddleston. No, you could get Tom Blythe on the cheap, really good.
Daniel Craig was layer cake at that point.
Yeah, it was layer cake guy, which he was good. He's good in that movie. He was
totally makes sense as a
Road to Perdition,
Bond tryout.
Munich. He had those small little roles in there, and then he makes a Casino Royale and
off to the races. And now look at him.
Now
3 Knives Out movies later.
And now he'll be in my house known more for being Benoit Blanc. and he would be
Oh,
James Bond.
Benoit Blanc.
I think he's fantastic in those movies.
He's great.
Regardless,
I haven't seen the new one.
I know you see it soon, right?
Yeah, 2 days as of this recording.
There you go. You're excited for it?
Yeah, I am. I am, based on kind of the hype.
I think
People
it's
seem
about.
to like it a lot.
I liked it more than the last one. A hell of a lot more than the
The
last
last one I thought was okay.
one. And
I mean, it was pretty good.
think it might be the best one.
Wow.
I go back between the first and the third, but those are the two. I think it's a little bit darker. I like it a lot.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Jay,
Yes.
Claire Denis. We're here. We're talking about Chocolat, the 1988 version, her debut. A
Yep.
very striking debut, a very complex debut, a very interesting debut. This was your first time watch, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
First watch. Yeah.
So, buddy, I got to ask you, what are your thoughts on Chocolat?
Yeah, Chocolat. This is a pretty great debut. It is in many ways sort of, you think about the Fablemans or the Tree of Life. A lot of times it takes directors a long time to do their sort of autobiographical film, their reflection on their childhood. Claire Denis went ahead and got that out of the way right away because
She's just like, check all the boxes off that Steven
yep,
Spielberg took 50 years to do. You
yep.
know?
Claire Denis, just as background for her, she was born in 46 in France, but she was raised in, you guessed it, colonial French Africa.
I didn't get to guess it, but thank you for
Yep.
saving a
Well, I was
pause.
saying, I said you guessed it
Oh, were
already
you?
without even having
Oh,
needed
like it was
to.
like
You already
mental
knew it.
telepathic,
Yep.
answers.
She
You
lived
got it, buddy.
yeah, she lived in Cameroon, Senegal, among other places, and it, I would say, sort of established her politics in a lot of ways. I think her father, despite working on the behalf of the French in Africa, was very much like, it would be better if this wasn't a thing. I think this would be better off. And I think Claire Denis took that to heart. And I think you can see that certainly in the first half of her directorial career. It seems to be a really big focus of her artistic interest, her thematic interest. And then, remarkably, when she was 12, she got diagnosed with polio and moved back to France. So she was only in Africa for 12-ish years before going to school for business, economics, and she hated it and instead went to film school, and the rest is basically history. So, a fascinating person. She then sort of became, she went under the wings of Wim Wenders, a good person to go under the wings of. She worked on Paris, Texas. She worked on Wings of Desire. And then she got to make her own movie, which is pretty exciting. I mean, for a female filmmaker to be able to make a debut film that I think does have a decent bit of scope. There are some amazing vistas in this film. It is, after all, a movie about horizons. So that plays a big part. And it's a great kind of film with a lot of exteriors. And it's about exteriors geographically, but let's be honest, it's about interiors emotionally. A lot of repression, which will continue to be a theme in the oeuvre of Claire Denis. This film is quite good. I do think it says a lot without necessarily having to say anything very obviously, which is going to be something that we say about Claire Denis in basically every film. But it has, I think, a really solid story center to it, where you do care about the things that are happening on screen, but you care so much more about the longing and the really, it really is about power struggle and how some people just kind of hate themselves for the feelings that they have, and then the way that the power system is set up in colonial French Africa, the people who are having those struggles can then try and push them away at the expense of others. And that's basically what happens. It's about, in the same way that the horizon, you can see it, but it doesn't exist. As you approach it, it gets further away. The structures in place in this case, specifically French Africa, although you could probably extend it out much further, but it's like there are these invisible forces maintaining the hierarchies in place that have an inequity, that are unfair, and that to this day, in the same way that they kind of haunt France and she becomes just obsessed with them, and it basically drives her adult life, even though her memories are from childhood. Claire Denis is very obviously obsessed with the ideas that she established as a child in this colonial world, kind of the late colonialism shortly after World War II. So it's a point of view that I haven't really experienced terribly often as an American film goer, and I appreciate it just from that perspective, but it's also a gorgeously shot, incredibly thoughtful work about the structures that surround us and how maybe they should just come crumbling down because the people maintaining them are kind of malevolent. In the middle of this film, there are new people that arrive that essentially have the same energies as the strangers when they start harassing people in their house and murdering them. That is kind of the energy that I have. It is like the characters from A Clockwork Orange came a knocking and were like, "Oh, this is kind of our house now. We're gonna ruin your life." And I think that is sort of a metaphor for the house of cards that is existing in this particular society. I think it's a really good movie.
I agree with everything you just said. Let's lock it up. Let's move on.
Bye.
Bye. No, I hadn't seen this. It's one of the blind spots in Denis' filmography for me, Jay, that I had missed, and honestly was really excited about diving into the series with you because it was going to be a chance to go into the series and unlock a lot of blind spots, right? Within her filmography. And then I always wanted to watch the film, and then I realized that it was her debut. And I honestly, when I put it on the sheet, I was like, oh well, I think we're gonna miss a film before this. Or like, no, it's just straight up her debut. And then I started reading into it, like you said, and this is very personal. And it's a movie about memory through the lens of this child. And as you dive deeper and deeper into the film, it starts feeling like a memory of the filmmaker themselves through this child actor looking upon this relationship, this country, the rules and the structures that are in place to limit those who are less fortunate than others. And the movie does a great job. And what she is always so great at, Jay, is not, she has messages and she has themes and she has questions and she has ideas that she wants the audience to ponder. And she doesn't always spoon feed it. And I think at the end of this
Never
one,
does.
though, at the end of this film, she does present that idea of this horizon. And
Wonderful metaphor.
it's a wonderful metaphor. It was honestly quite moving after this movie, which is very methodically paced, very lived in, very
Kind of cozy.
at times can be, even though this is very
Uncomfortably cozy.
I was going to say it, but it's uncomfortable.
It's like a wool blanket, a little like itchy.
It's very itchy. I do agree with you because of what these characters are ultimately going through. And like you were saying, the repression And this film is different than like what we'll talk about next week. Where Beau Travail, that's love and lust, and in that movie, there's it's a different kind of repression here because
Well, it's
here
an
this
uber masculine repression for
yes, and
one.
then this is a very this is still very humanistic. This is a repression of many other. This is a repression of love, mostly shown through the female lens as well as also through a racial lens, right?
Yep.
A lens that is not uncommon to see in film, but it's uncommon to see it a lot when you watch international cinema, and you forget that the barriers of race and the struggles of those of countries and of people are not just stories found here in the United States. They're found across the world. And it was the movie I thought a lot about when I was watching this was I was thinking a lot about the films of Ozu, because I was thinking a lot about how someone looks at their society and looks at what they are around and what they've been around. And Claire Denis, as you mentioned, she's French and she grew up in Africa, and so this is more memory than more in the present, right? And Ozu was looking at his world post a war and post a time that's going to far outlive and advance globally than he ever will. And this is her looking at the past in such, I think, equally interesting measure and precise measure, and looking at how we've gotten here and how our humanity is still yet evolved from the fact that like you should be able to just be with who you want to be with, and you shouldn't have to hide that. And wealth and race and rules and all that shouldn't be in place to detract from really the thing that unites us the most, which is our emotions and how we feel and how we are. And it's a quite beautiful, profound little film that she makes that sort of peels itself back. And like you said, it is very uncomfortable at times because there are wicked things that are said by wicked people, and wicked, and there's not like, it's not a Hollywood production in how vile it is towards the black characters in this film. It's not like that. But there is an understanding, and it's through conversation. There is an understanding that there is not mutual respect. There is the system at B of you are lesser than me, and you won't, and the devastating thing of her mother, the little girl's mother, is like just having to separate from him, because of these racial, societal norms of the time, and because of rumor, because of jealousy, because of one look, and it can get them all in trouble, you know. And I think that that's completely devastating. And I think she's so good, as my experience of watching her films and seeing her films, to go back and watch something this early and see already a sort of mastery of the quiet but also profound statements that are made with the lens. And I was watching this one and I was just like, God, man, I know Jay's going to really love this one because she's such a visual storyteller in
Yep.
what she's doing. And she's got great lines of dialogue. She gets great performances from her actors. There's no question about that. But there's just something about her visual communication is what makes her so special. So I really thought that this was, on the whole, a story that's very conventional, right? And very,
It's
and
about what's
very,
bubbling underneath.
yeah. But it's about, you're exactly right. You just took the words right out of my mouth. It's about what's bubbling, and she's great at building tension that then bubbles into real drama, real stakes by a third act, I think. So,
Yep. And even just life at this time, it was just kind of slower and more, maybe the wrong word, boring, mundane. And so you feel that in this film where maybe I'm not feeling the most excitement that I've ever felt in my life, but that's sort of how it was. There's no real electricity out here. They need a generator. They're kind of out in the middle of nowhere. They have this ramshackled Nazi graveyard 100 yards from their house. It's the occasional remarks, reminders that this was a Nazi house in World War II were very striking to me. A great detail that just, again, without explicitly saying it, it's sort of like, oh, this was just handing that off from them to you. So you're sort of the same thing. You're still occupying a foreign nation and enforcing your will on the original settlers of an area. And you really feel that. And it's hard to watch at some points because you do feel for this family. You feel for Amy. You feel for young France. You feel for Mark to a lesser extent. Mark's a little bit of a twerp, but certainly by the end when you're like, man, his wife doesn't really even love him that much. You feel for the guy, and he's the one who talks about the horizon in a similar way that probably Claire Denis' father spoke to her about the conditions in French Africa. This is Mark sort of coming to the conclusion that these people are no lesser than us. We are no better than they are in any sort of inherent way. And maybe what I've devoted my life to is a form of evil. There's certainly an argument for that. And Prote, I think, the kind of the main servant who Amy is potentially maybe in love with. I think that performance from Isaac de Boncolet, who has actually been in a bunch of stuff that I've seen without really taking note of him. And I don't think I realized that watching the movie. It was only when I kind of looked him up afterwards. He's in, speaking of Daniel Craig, he's in Casino Royale.
He's also in The Fence. He is in The Fence that I saw at TIFF.
He's in The Fence. Yeah, he's in The Brutalist.
He's in The Brutalist. He plays like his friend, his Adrian Brody's friend, and in there, like they're
he's had like a very steady Hollywood career.
Yes, he has, and
as well as a very prominent French career as well.
Yes, he has. And it's in large part because of people seeing movies like this from her.
It's this movie that brought him to prominence.
Yes, sir.
And he's still working today, like you said, in the new Denis film. But I think he does bring really a quiet power to the performance. This is a very assured man, but he exists in a world where he's not allowed to voice his opinion and not allowed to express any desire for anyone that he is very explicitly not allowed to pursue.
Yeah.
And that becomes sort of the main struggle of the film. And it's incredibly effective because of both his performance and the way that Claire Denis is framing everything and just the ways that she hides parts of the images in her shots from certain characters. And Prote is very often trying to stay in the shadows because he doesn't want to be a problem. The worst thing you can be is a problem, and the only way to completely avoid being a problem is to stay out of sight. So he does that pretty frequently in this film. It's a really great performance from him as well as others, but I think he's the real standout.
No, I think he is a phenomenal standout performance in this. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of the thing just with him because he's spending a lot of time with this young child and seeing her, and she's seeing a lot of this movie through. I think Denis is seeing it through the child, and the child is seeing it through him. And I think that that's where the empathy for the film lies in, is that this is a child's perspective of seeing this and not seeing, I think in a lot of ways, Jay, the horrificness, right? Of
Yeah, a
how
child
these
has no
conversations,
concept of prejudice.
no, but they can still see
They're like,
moments of
why do they
anger.
treat him like this?
Why are they saying these words?
I'm
They're
trying
not
to think about
seeing.
that. This was reminding me of other movies, and I couldn't, it was bothering me so much I couldn't remember sort of these kind of relationships that some adult servant type characters have with children. But anyway, that's beside the point.
No, no,
I'm
I know.
cutting you off. I like
No,
to
it's
do it
okay.
sometimes,
I
man.
know you do, buddy. It's okay. I still love you.
Appreciate it, man.
There you go. But and I think through him, I think you see this man who is he's taking care of these two women. He's taking care of this house. He is in charge of everything. He's really the one that is, and he's not created it a life in a way that he's taking it on. He's just he's doing the right thing. You know what I mean? He's every mundane little thing, and she's a meticulous director about the day to day mundanity of life as we know, and making it a point to show that on the screen, right? And show that in a way of like this is what's right to show. This is normal to show. Honestly, we should show this more often about the fights with the cooks or the chores or just simple little conversations here and there. Like these things matter and they matter to his story. And I think through her lens here, she's able to then portray a story from a child to a man who is wanting a relationship with her mother that he cannot have. And she is stuck in a place and in a world where she no longer wants to be in. And there is this lust and unspoken love between the two of them that they just simply cannot have. So their relationship, though, at times in this film, Jay, felt as if they were, as they were making the house and the place that they live in hum, it was like that of a marriage already without, for me, it was like of a marriage already built as the father is away, as these, as the servants are around them because they're the ones there every day. And it's deeply sad when, you can see in she lingers certain shots at night of there should be more. And in a conventional film and in an Americanized film, it probably does get to that point. And there is a big confrontation and there's a big moment of action and all this leads to something louder, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not how she makes films. That's not how, in a lot of ways, these situations would even happen. They wouldn't get to that sort of dramatization. So,
There are basically no traditionally satisfying Claire Denis movies.
no, there's not going to be any confrontations that lead to a big bombastic third act. And
Narratively, it's kind of similar to, my goodness, the World War II Ray Fiennes plane crash movie.
The English Patient.
It's a little bit English Patient.
Care
Plane
to,
crash,
care,
stranded,
I was going to say, care to explain yourself there?
plane crash, period piece,
Peace.
kind of forbidden, unexpected love story, maybe,
Uh huh.
you know? And they just feel like completely opposite movies tonally. It
Yeah.
could have gone more in that direction,
No, I
but it
think
did
you're
not.
right. Yeah, it doesn't though, right? Because it leaves away the Hollywood
Narratively, you could see it
melodrama
going there if it was made by Ron Howard, but
or
it was
Fernando
not.
Morales or whoever. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think you're I don't think you're wrong there. But like, do you do you see what I'm saying though, in terms of like
Yeah.
how I think she's framing this film is through the lens of someone through another, and then that's how
Yes.
you are able to build human connection.
No, totally. It is looking at a movie from someone's point of view in hindsight who is really kind of learning about empathy and understanding other people's points of view.
Uh-huh.
So yes, it's like a reflection of a reflection of a reflection, which is potent, potent form of storytelling.
It really is, and I think that that's what makes it so great. Um, you know what I mean? It's
Oh yeah.
and to do that on and I mean, yeah, it's very much like you mentioned that she was working with Vin Vendors, who are. Do you know much of Vin Vendors' work? Have you seen much of his?
I know the big stuff.
Like, have you seen it?
Yeah, yeah. Paris, Texas, I think
Okay.
is a masterpiece.
Did you watch
Um,
like Perfect Days a couple of years ago?
yeah, I saw Perfect Days. I wasn't as in love with it as some others were.
Yeah.
Um, I'm actually trying to think.
Some other stuff of
I said
his.
I know the big stuff. I've never seen Wings of Desire, which I need to see.
You ever seen Wings of
Uh,
Desire?
no, those might be the only two I've seen.
Oh, it's a beautiful film.
Yeah, I need to watch it.
I think you would really love it, to
I
be
know
honest with you.
Vendors kind of feels like very much up my alley, but those might be the only two actually. Surprisingly,
Really.
need to get on my vendors.
Yeah. Need to call your vendors, right?
Yes, I need to call my vendors.
Yeah. I'm
I
just
need to
saying.
restock
There you
with my
go.
vendors.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just trying to help you out here. You know what I mean? Um, but no, I think that this is yeah, man. This is, this is such a beautiful film. I mean, it also has maybe some of the more wicked characters I've seen in quite some time with the who's the French guy that's like the.
Luke,
Yeah, I think he's such a fucking prick.
that dude sucks.
Yeah. I was I was just watching. I was and I for the life of me I couldn't remember like the feeling of what he looked like, or just I couldn't get out of my head who he was reminding me of. You know what I mean? I was yeah, as I was watching the film, I was like, God, he looks familiar. I mean, maybe you can
The
maybe
actor?
yeah,
No,
or
I got nothing on him.
you got nothing, man? Okay, well,
Mm-mm.
see
You
how
know who's
much.
even worse than him, maybe, is the guy who takes the extra piece of cake. That dude is awful.
Yeah,
All that he does is complain and abuse the workers. He's that dude is the worst. I mean, it really does feel like they are these just figures of these shadows of evil that come and
mhm,
invade the home.
yeah. No, I feel like they are, well, they just, most of the film you see, right, uh, as these uh, as these guys coming in, and you see a house for the most part that runs like a well-oiled machine. It's very quiet, and it's and it's just on its own different heartbeat. It's almost like when you watch period pieces and you see in the period pieces that the house goes on as the men go off to war, or they go off to do their own business. And here Claire Denis says that, like, no, there's already a family built here. There's a culture that has been defined by the people in this very room. You know what I mean? And these very rooms, and they have relationships, and it
Hmm.
is profound. And then you bring in the people that essentially own it. And these people don't fit. And it speaks very much to the idea of colonization, of that this world is already complicated enough from an outsider's perspective because these people are what make it already. And what's interesting about the fence and thinking about it and watching Chocolat is how they are very much talking about colonization from a very different perspective, both those films. And you haven't seen the films, obviously, Jay. I don't want to get too much into it, but that's essentially about corporations, which now come into so many countries, even Hollywood itself. There's a lot of Hollywood productions that shoot in Budapest. You know what I mean? And like Dune, for example, is all done in Budapest.
Well, they just Marvel just completely pulled out of Atlanta, and they're doing everything in like Eastern Europe now.
Exactly. And because of tax breaks, because of Trump, the government, the instability in the country, and also just because of the fact that they can make it cheaper and they can get
Mostly because it's cheaper.
And well, also they can bypass a lot of
Union
rules and
stuff.
union stuff as well, and they can get away with pretty much anything they want out there.
Yeah,
you know? And no,
we're doing great.
No, Jay, it's not good. It's not good, Jay.
Sorry.
No, it's not good. But anyway, I was thinking a lot about that because like that's what any movie or anything about colonization is about. Mostly white people coming in, white countries, dominant white countries, and taking over. But she juxtaposed that to the household here, and she juxtaposed that inside of that also for the fact that women don't get a say in this time. They never have, and they become very close and very tight and very much a part of the household with the people that run it, the people that are part of that.
They're subservient.
Yeah,
in many of the same ways that the
servants
workers
are. Exactly. Yeah. And there is a connection then becomes to the fact that, you know, this love is connected through the fact that they see each other for exactly who they are, which is property to these men, cogs to the machine, assets, things they own, and things that they can put on a resume, things that they can present.
But also people that genuinely care for others.
Yeah. But I'm talking about from her husband and from the sort of the Nazi perspective. Right. But yes.
Well, that's what they see similarly about each other, and then also I think definitely the way that he bonds with France.
Yes,
he's a big part of it as well.
I think so too, and I think that
but she's so mean to him.
She is because
she's afraid of how she feels.
She is, and I think that that's the other thing is
I don't want you fiddling with my things.
Well, that's the thing is about Claire Denis is that in her films, and we're going to talk about this a lot next week with Beau Travail, and sort of this is honestly the appetizer to Beau Travail, is that through anger, like when we're angry or we pick on people in life, that's when we really have our truest emotions.
It stems from very often a place of insecurity.
Yes, and it also stems from a place of internal anger and yearning,
repression, self-loathing.
That this can't happen, and if this can't happen, then I have to take these emotions out.
But she's in the place where she can take.
Yeah, and that's where her
on him.
And that's where I think some of her guilt comes into it.
Even though she's secondary on the totem pole in total, she's still higher than him.
Yeah, and it's then also what makes their relationship also very tragic, is that it's even though there is similarities, it is also still built on a power and racial dynamic as there, and it all is about appearances. At the end of the day,
yep,
appearances about how society,
bureaucracy,
and how the other servants are going to look at her if she is showing favoritism to somebody else and let alone has a intimate relationship and connection with one of them as well. And it becomes then this very tangled web of emotion that you have to meet on its own terms, which is a very wonderful thing about her films, is that you have to meet these on the surface simplistic things that rise above. You have to meet them on their own terms, and that's what makes it so wonderful as a point of storytelling, at least from my perspective.
Oh, 100%. Nothing is spoon-fed. You have to come to the movie, to your point. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
This is not going to serve itself up to you on a silver platter. It's going to present itself, and you are going to have to interpret it based on your own experiences and really kind of grapple and untangle what is a complicated story and a complicated set of emotions and relationships and socio-political circumstances. And that is the best thing about the movie, is that it is challenging, that it does not take it easy on the viewer, and it makes the viewer grapple with their own experiences and their own interpretations of the story. And there will be many different interpretations of what is going on, but it it is a film that really does fill you with a great deal of emotion, while also being extremely frustrating, while also having this real sense of love for its characters and a unique point of view, a unique kind of grounding device, bookending this with the adult France, who still is in Africa. I think is a pretty clever way of just showing how this experience has stuck with her. And it's a really good movie, especially considering it's a debut, a very impressive debut. It feels like a fully formed filmmaker with film one.
It really does. It really does. And that's what's, so it was just so shocking to me as watching it again and forgetting a little bit, Jay, that this is her directorial debut. This is a
Yeah, she
movie
was 42 when it came out.
which is crazy, right?
Interesting. Yeah.
Like, I wanted to ask you about that because, I was looking her up and I was noticing that she was a complete late bloomer.
Yeah,
Who
she's
are
almost 80.
who are the filmmakers nowadays that break loose later in their lives, that are in their late 30s, early 40s? Do you remember? I mean, is that
I mean,
somebody
I'm
like,
sure there are some.
are there some like Jenkins, I guess, that is a close, very close friend of Claire Denis and a constant moderator and admirer of her work? Is Barry Jenkins somebody that's come on late here and
Hmm.
and done so well, for himself? And I mean, I guess somebody like Jordan Peele is somebody, but he had mostly been in the consciousness already with his television work. But as a filmmaker, he didn't bloom until his 40s, right? I don't know. It's very fascinating, and especially for an older filmmaker to make, well, I wouldn't say older, but just, I mean, what is young and what is old? Anybody can step behind the camera if they have the resources, I guess, right, Jay, and make profound statements. But she was also working already within it. She was working with vendors and getting that time, and then, it's a little bit like
Ramel Ross is sort of like that.
yeah, a little bit like
I was
like
looking how old he
I was
was.
thinking about Nancy. Nancy came from mostly screenwriting and
Yeah.
working with her husband, and then they divorced, and then she started making her own films as well there too. And that was later in her life.
Hmm.
But it's very rare nowadays. It feels like you gotta strike while the iron's hot, get a kid out of Sundance to make an indie, and hopefully you give them a mid-budget movie or you give them a Marvel movie, and then they become the next thing. I guess the
Yep.
formula is interesting when it comes to all this. Don't you agree?
I agree. I mean, I'm scrolling and trying to figure out if there is a contemporary comp, but it seems like everybody just sort of makes an indie when they're young and then they get vaulted into bigger and not necessarily better, but more expensive things.
Yeah,
And it just doesn't feel like, certainly, a director feeling this fully formed from movie one, when it just barely happens at all.
yeah.
And especially for a filmmaker, it kind of seems like nowadays you kind of get your shot when you're a little younger, and then the industry kind of gets their hooks in you, or it just doesn't really happen
Yeah.
unless you have something like a Jordan Peele where you're like, oh, you're already kind of in the system. You're already here. So now we'll continue to adopt you. So it's you know 42 for a first film does feel like a little bit of an anomaly.
No, it really does. Like again, it's just like when you see the debuts of the year, um, you know, you know, it's I just don't remember it really a lot. And maybe there just isn't a comp for it.
And what that means is that she was making High Life when she was like 70.
I mean, hell yeah.
Shout out to her.
You know, um, I mean, yeah. I mean, shout out to her because that movie's great, and we will talk about it. Jay, do you have? I feel like it feels like short, but we haven't done tangents yet, or we haven't done. It feels weird. We haven't like gone down the rabbit hole, but we've
We
talked about
talked
this.
about the movie.
We've talked about the movie. We've done our work.
Interesting. Yeah.
Is there other stuff you want to mention about it?
Man, honestly, I don't know. This might have just been like a very short, pleasant episode about a movie I liked a lot.
Yeah. I mean, are you okay with that? I feel like everyone's like, yeah, idiots, you can end on a short note.
Yeah.
You know,
Everyone's like, finally.
fine. You guys can shut the fuck up now. No,
It's hard to do the tangents on some of these foreign films because I don't exactly have a relationship with many of these
no, I think that it's
actors,
fair.
especially in this first film where it's largely people who have not gone on to have incredibly
Well, let me
successful
ask.
careers.
Well, we've had a really,
Claire Denis is basically the same age as Martin Scorsese.
which is crazy. Can
Yeah.
I undercut the sincerity of this entire
Yeah, I would
episode
love it.
by asking you what your favorite chocolate is?
Um, all right, so are we talking about pure chocolate or can it be a chocolate based thing with other stuff in it?
I want both because we need it for time. Just to just
Definitely. All
to
right. We're
just to make
really gonna draw
we're
this
gonna
one out.
draw it out
Now
now.
the listener's like, they did it again.
Sons of
These
bitches.
these bastards. They can't help themselves. All right, chocolate based thing. I mean, I'm probably just gonna go. Actually, you know what it is. If we're talking just candy bar
Yeah, let's
that
do it.
has chocolate in it, it's
Let's do it.
Reese's Fast Break.
A
I think
what?
in at Reese's Fast Break, an absolutely elite experience.
Okay.
Let me
I'm
make sure I get all the details right.
I'm scared because I know what a Reese's is.
Yep. Chocolate and peanut butter.
Chocolate and peanut butter. This
Hmm.
sounds like what you're about to tell me has like some sort of like drug in it
No, so really
or
what it is it's just it's
with
a
caffeine.
traditional candy bar
Okay.
shape, sort of like a Snickers shape.
Okay.
And it's a Reese's. It's Reese's and the regular Reese's peanut butter, but it has a nice layer of nougat in it as well.
Oh.
So if you're a
So it's a
nougat guy and
so
I'm a
it's
nougat guy,
I like a nougat. Um um so you're telling me it's a Snickers with peanut butter instead of peanuts.
no, because Snickers is caramel, not nougat.
Oh, so it's like
It's like
a
a Milky Way,
it's like a
sort
Milky
of,
Way.
but it's
All
not
right.
as it's not as kind of creamy as a Milky Way.
Ooh. I don't like you using the word creamy at all.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just
If
I'm
I'm
just gonna
doing a
say
chocolate, I don't know, like a regular old chocolate, which I don't
some
really
words you
do
should just
terribly
not
often.
say, you know?
I mean, Ghirardelli will get the job done.
Okay. Is there a
I
specific?
don't eat I don't eat a ton of candy.
Yeah, how did the candy situation go at Halloween? Did you let your kid have any of it?
Yeah, he definitely had some. He's still not really a chocolate kid.
What did he gravitate towards? Gummies?
He's getting into the gummies.
Yeah, that's the elite
He
candies
is
right
my
there.
son.
Yeah. What are you like a Sour Patch Kid?
You know what I like are like the Sour Patch Peach, Sour
Ooh,
Patch Strawberry,
I like the
Sour Patch
strawberries,
Watermelon.
watermelons. I like the
Yep.
fruits. That's the only time you're eating a fruit.
Yep. Ooh, I
Um,
love a fruit.
I like so when we went in LA during AFI, Sophia, Eric, my wife, and myself, we went to a midnight screening of I think I talked about it of Silence of the Lamb.
Chocolat.
No, not Chocolat,
Oh,
of Silence of the Lambs. Which can I tell you this story? This is going to draw it out.
thank God.
This is a story that has to be said on a podcast to you specifically
Okay.
because Jay, this might have been one of the worst and wildest theater going experiences I've ever had in my life.
Okay, but memorable.
Extreme. There's no way it's not memorable. And Eric and Sophia and my wife will 1000% back me up on this. But since it happened closer to me, I feel like I have the right to tell the story. Which, of course, it happened literally in front of me. So when you go to the movies, Jay, what do you usually get for like concessions?
If I get anything, which is rare, I will get an icy.
An ice? Wow.
That's my number one.
What flavor? Coke? Or
you gotta go half Coke, half cherry.
Ooh.
Half Coke, half cherry. That's the pro move. And then you put the lid on before you put it in there so that it fills up all the way up to the lid.
Yeah, because you're not an amateur. You're
not an amateur, not refilling. You know I'm staying in that movie the whole time. Yeah. And then I don't
wait, are you you're serving the icy to yourself, right?
Yeah.
Because now all the they don't serve ices anymore.
Not really. Drinks. Most 90% of places don't anymore. I feel like
this is a side question to your answer to my question. Do you refill on the way out?
No. Those things are absolute sugar bombs.
Okay. But like, if you wanted to, you could, right? Like, there's no one stopping you.
I think that's a completely
fair thing to do.
Inline thing to do.
You bought it, right?
Yeah.
If you went to midway through the movie, you can get a refill.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I get a refill on the way out?
If it's self-serve, you can continue to self-serve.
Now, what do you think about getting a refill of popcorn on the way out? Now, are you a monster?
They're saying, are you entitled to it, or
could you do it? Are you entitled to it?
Will you do it, or
should you do it? Like, if you got the bucket, you're gonna go home afterwards and watch another movie. You gonna refill that popcorn?
I do. That does feel a little monstrous to me.
It does feel like, right? But it also
feels a little dirty. But it's a smart move.
It's a smart move, right? I mean, you're paying for it.
I mean, the margins on popcorn are just unbelievable.
Anyway, you get what? You get an IC, you fill it half and half. You're a genius. And then what else do you get?
I might get a popcorn if I get anything. I don't really get.
How's the popcorn at your theater?
At the movie theater. Man, honestly, I couldn't tell you the last time I got popcorn. If I'm getting something, I'm getting an icy.
So will you get a popcorn?
And that's it, really.
For any of the films in the remaining part of the year?
I go to 90% of movies by myself. So I just don't feel.
Do you think popcorn is a communal thing, not a single thing?
Well, I think
that seems pretty limiting for you.
If I bring, really the only reason I'd get food is to share it with my wife.
Okay, all right, there it is. That's all I needed to know.
Yeah, so that's what it is.
So it's mostly
or my son.
So it's mostly just an icy.
Now that he goes to movies, Tutopia coming soon.
Tutopia. Is it really called Tutopia, or are you just calling it that?
I am calling it Tutopia.
Okay, that's fair. It's actually, that's what it should be called, honestly. But I think you missed your moment in marketing or titling films, buddy.
Yep.
But okay, so it's just an icy, no candy.
No candy.
No, just an icy.
Just an icy.
I think that's fine, but I also think that's kind of diabolical. I'm not just getting just a drink. You got like the most complicated drink you could get solo. Yeah. Nothing to go with it.
Nah.
I kind of respect your move, but I'm also shaking my head at you. Is that fair to say? All right.
That's totally fair. It's just
Can I tell you what I get?
Expensive. Oh my God.
Can I tell you what I get?
Yeah.
Okay. So sometimes I'll get popcorn, but it depends on the place. It really is becoming depending on the place. Because I can't do butter on the popcorn. Because I think the butter, like the theater butter, is disgusting. It's one of the nastiest things. And I just don't like I
like the butter on the popcorn.
I just can't do it. And
it's
I don't
messy. That's
it's
the
messy.
Problem.
And I don't like it.
If I do it, I grab like 30 napkins.
Yeah. And so like I just popcorn, salt it, Don't need to do that. But what I've been doing is I'll just get like a water or I'll get like a Diet Coke or something, and I'll just do the peanut M&Ms.
Now, do you put the peanut M&Ms in the popcorn?
No, if I do the M&Ms, I'm doing them
You're
solo.
not doing popcorn. You're
And I'm
getting
not
one
doing them.
food item and a drink.
Yeah, I think that that's the right move.
You know
If I
what?
eat,
I have no qualms. I would say that is a very normal order.
if I eat before, I'll get the M&Ms sometimes. Sometimes you just don't need it. Sometimes you just like yourself need a regular drink, and I won't get an icy. I'll just get a Diet Coke.
Hmm.
But
I mean,
if I
most
haven't
of the
eaten
time I
before,
get nothing. So
I think I gotta have a drink. I like a nice beverage.
I like a nice beverage
A
too.
water, a water's fine.
I don't love a $7
No,
Diet Coke.
but you know what? We're privileged. We get to go to these press screenings, so I just bring my own M&Ms and I bring my own drink,
Yeah. Well, that's fine.
and they don't say anything because
Yeah.
the fuck are they
You're
gonna say?
important.
Well, I mean, it's not that. It's just like get it from the people that are not part of the press up there in the pro. Since this is a promo screen, you can get money off of them, not off of me. You know,
Yeah.
or if it's like early in the morning, sometimes we'll have 10 a.m. screenings or 11 a.m. screenings. I'll just bring a coffee because
I like an AM
yeah,
movie with a coffee. I
yeah.
do enjoy that.
I like some caffeine to keep me awake because sometimes these
Yeah.
movies I need to stay awake because
Yeah.
some of the I'm going to say this to filmmakers out there. Some of your movies are fucking slow, and I can't watch them at 10 o'clock in the morning. I need
Yeah.
coffee to get me through. I'm looking at you, Eddington.
Not like Chocolat, an absolute barn burner.
Yeah. This is a great movie to watch at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Anyway, I'm going to get to the story now. So we get to the New Bev, and it's like it's going to be a midnight screening. So all we did was I got a drink, and Megan and I shared some gummy bears because you know a gummy will move them out, keep you awake. You don't want to fall asleep, right?
Love a
haven't
gummy.
done, haven't done a midnight movie in probably like 10, 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Been a long time since I rock and roll like that. So there's these five people sitting right in front of us, and to the right of them are two empty seats, and to the left of them is an empty seat on the aisle, right? And you know my business. I like to sit on the aisle.
Yep.
So this old man walks up with two shopping bags.
What kind of seats are we talking here? Big recliners or traditional theater seats?
Traditional theater seats. We're at the New Beverly that Tarantino owns in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And this old man walks up with two shopping bags and goes, "Excuse me, young man. I don't want to put these bags on the floor. Is there a possibility you and your group could move over?" Which is honestly not a bad request.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad request to ask. I think that so far, pretty normal, right?
Yep. Yep.
So the five people get up and they move over one seat to the right. And now there's one seat over there and there's two seats there. So the guy can put his bags in between him and the young man that he'd asked the question, and he could sit on the aisle. He leaves the two bags there. He gets a candy, he gets a large soda, and a large popcorn. Fair, whatever. That's totally fine. What are in the bags, Jay?
I bet stinky food.
It's more food.
Mm-hmm.
He pulls out multiple bags of chips, like those Tahine corn nuts.
Sure.
Welch's gummies, like the big party
like those ones
bag.
that are like fruit shaped.
Fruit chews, yeah,
Those are good. Yep.
And another bag of like four different kinds of chips.
Sure.
And just a whole bunch of fucking garbage food to have, and that's what's filled up the seat. But he pulls out one more item that makes this even creepier. He pulls out those clear plastic gloves that like the lunch ladies wear when they're serving you meat at your elementary school or your middle school.
Sure.
And he puts them on and he starts going to fucking town the entire time and opening up every bag and just chewing and
Some
chopping.
containers are just way too loud for a movie.
Just chewing and chopping and
Silence of the
laughing.
Lambs, a movie that relies on silence often.
Yeah, exactly. And laughing at really a lot of the weird parts of that movie that you shouldn't laugh at. And a couple of times with Buffalo Bill on screen, I looked at Megan and I said, I think Buffalo Bill's here in the fucking room. So, Jay, you eat all that food. You ate a king's feast of crap, right?
Yep.
So, at the end of this movie, the credits roll, I'm having an old friend for dinner, walk down the street, Lecter, Lecter leaves Clarice
He's got his
hanging.
little hat, his long hair.
And he's walking, right? Because he's going to eat Chilton, and it's great. It's one of the great endings ever, right? And you're like, God damn, that Jonathan Demme's awesome. So the guy gets up and he bolts. And I shit you not, the lights aren't even up. So he just gets up and bolts. And lights come up and we just see popcorn and chips and all the crap are all over the floor. This is one of the great not even rep screens. This is one of the great theaters in America. Not even the world, probably. And this guy just left it like it was a dumpster. And the people, those 5 people in front of us, just get up and look. And the gloves are left there and everything. It was a mess.
It is astounding. Manners have certainly movie theater. They just don't.
And as people are walking up the aisle, they're like giving me a look. And I'm like, I didn't do it. I didn't sit in that seat. It ain't me. And I told Megan, I said, I got to get out of here. People are going to think that I did this. And I told the usher, I was like, hey, this guy, I was like, clean up on aisle 5, essentially. But it was truly like a tornado had gone into literally this area of the theater. And it was just reminding me of like, God, going to regular screenings sometimes with people, they have just completely forgot etiquette. But this is obviously an insane situation, Jay, right? But yeah, the gloves were the craziest part of it. It was truly like one glove at a time, and putting the glove in your mouth as you're eating the food. It was gross, dude. It was gross. And he's just mixing all these flavors.
Hell of an experience.
Yeah. So if you see him at the New Beverly, just pat him on the back and tell him to clean up his shit. But yeah, that's the story. You know what? You got a story, folks. And listen, you usually don't get stories on this show. We usually just do
not tangents. A full story. We had to pad out the episode.
Jay, what'd you think about that?
Pretty disgusting. And honestly, just rude more than anything else.
To those people working there. Right?
Yeah, it's awful. I see it pretty regularly.
You do?
Yeah, semi-regularly.
Are you doing that?
I don't have any food. When I do, I spike my icy on the floor.
How are you at your, were you just like threw it on the ground? You're just like, this is my theater. Bam.
Yeah. I mean, this ticket was expensive. Like, I'm going to get my money's worth.
All right.
Well, by throwing my food on the floor.
Jay, can I tell you breaking news?
Sure.
From AMC Theaters.
Okay.
It's looking like. And I just want to get your reaction live on the pod. It's coming out this week, so it'll be timely.
Okay.
They have the confirmed runtime for Avatar Fire and Ash.
Oh, baby.
It's the longest one yet.
My God.
It's 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking... Claire Denis be absolutely upset at that runtime.
3 hours 15.
Probably 3 of her movies. You can watch.
That's long. Yeah.
It's long. It's a long one. Worth it, though. It's going to be worth it.
Long credits. A lot of special effects, guys.
Yeah. At least it's 15 minutes right there, right?
10 at least.
Yeah. Maybe a montage at the beginning. Explain where we're at.
Can't wait.
Movie's going to be good. Big Jim.
I hope so.
Making movies.
I'm not as
excited.
Confident. that it will be good. I mean, it'll be good.
It'll be really good.
I'm not sure it'll be way of water.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is?
I mean, not many movies are. Is that
Yep,
one of the best blockbusters of the last 5 years or so?
I would say
Easily.
so.
What's the best blockbuster of the last 5 years, though, Jay?
Um,
Is One Battle After Another a
I guess it
blockbuster?
depends
Does
on
that count?
your, yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on your definition. One battle after another probably
Oppenheimer?
counts. You'd have to say 100 million qualifies it as a blockbuster.
Yeah. Oppie?
Yeah. Zombie, did that cost 100 million? That didn't cost 100 million.
Mm-hmm.
Did it really? Man, that Nolan. Yeah, I mean that's up there.
Does
Nope.
Nope? I
Nope
was going to
isn't
say
as expensive, but
it's a
it
blockbuster.
honestly feels more like a blockbuster than those other two.
It's commentating on the blockbuster.
Yeah, I would
Ma-
put that up there. I think those are three of
Matrix,
the best movies of the decade so far.
Matrix 4.
Was Matrix 2020s? I guess it was
Yeah.
2020 or 2021.
It's
It was
21.
pandemic. So,
Yeah.
yeah, love that movie.
Love that movie. There's a lot of good ones out there.
Yeah.
Top Gun, Barbie.
Oh, Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
There you go. All right, Jay,
hmm
before we get out of here,
Godzilla minus one.
Godzilla. Oh, yeah. Did you see we're getting Godzilla
Plus
mi-
one or whatever
or
it's called.
minus zero?
Minus zero.
Yeah.
I'm
Let's
worried
go.
about the math of that one, to be
No.
honest.
Okay.
Negative zero. Why not just call it Godzilla zero?
All right. You're really gonna go for it, huh? You know.
I don't think I have any final thoughts on this one. I think we've kind of done it.
Oh, that's not what I was doing.
I know.
Jay,
Yes.
before we get out of here, retest your award season knowledge based on the film we just reviewed. Chocolat. In a game we like to call It's an Honor to get nominated. Now, obviously, once again, this is not the
This
film
was
from
nominated with
1999.
Gladiator
Nope.
and
God damn it. No. No, no,
Aaron
no, no,
Brockovich,
no, 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 no,
Traffic.
no. You know better than that. Don't play the bit.
Okay.
This movie, you son of a gun, came out in 1988.
And it did not get any Oscar nominations.
It did not, sadly. Unfortunately. I don't have a release date for it, which is very interesting. So I'm just going to go off the year
Let's
of
do 88.
I'm going to go off the year of the 89 ceremony, which covered the films of 1988 at the 61st Academy Awards. First picture that pops up is Tom Cruise, because Rain Man won Best Picture.
Rain Man.
This was the Barry Levinson year of
This
Rain
is better than
Man.
Rain Man.
Dangerous Liaisons, Mississippi Burning, Working Girl, and The Accidental Tourist. We talked about this year for Working Girl earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
A pretty great movie, that Working Girl, let me tell you.
Yep.
Would you nominate Chocolat in any categories?
I've only seen two of these Best Picture nominees.
Which one?
Rain Man and Working Girl.
You haven't seen Dangerous Liaisons?
No, definitely one I need to see.
Yeah, cross that one off.
I know.
Have you seen A Fish Called Wanda?
Yep.
That was nominated for Best Director.
Yep.
And
Good.
Kevin Kline won.
Not great for me, but yes, I like it.
It was the year of Last Temptation of Christ.
Yep.
Big.
Brooklyn Judas.
Yeah. Grills of the Mist.
Oh, I love Big.
Oh, you like Big?
Yep. If I was given this one,
Running on Empty.
I mean,
movie.
look, I haven't seen three of them, but I'm putting it in picture just cause. Screw you.
Yeah, there you go.
I think this is a better directed movie than Rain Man.
Yeah. Wait, you said you were a big guy?
Love Big.
So
I'm a big guy.
You're a big guy.
I'm a big guy.
There you go. That's all I needed to say.
I don't know that I could put it in. I could maybe do. Would it be lead actor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I can maybe.
I kick Hoffman out. No, I kick Hackman out for Mississippi Burning. A pretty
Sorry,
mid
Hackman.
movie. Pretty mid movie.
Screenplay.
Yeah.
Foreign language film.
Yeah. Whatever.
This was the Women on the Verge year.
Well, it's a good movie.
Boy, do I love that movie.
Boy, do I like the films of Pedro Almodovar.
Agreed. And that would probably be it.
Okay. I think
Yeah.
that's good. Jay, tell everybody where they can find you and all your work on the internet and give them a recommendation of the week.
Okay. So Letterboxed,
Yeah.
J Ledbetter.
Yeah.
Twitter at Mr. J Ledbetter.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Fancy.
What else have we got? AwardsWatch.com. Recently wrote a review. Don't always write super regularly, so check that out. Running Man, C plus, a glowing C plus. For me, I think
What?
Ryan would give it like a C minus.
It's probably about right. Though it might be a D plus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I just don't think that movie works because I don't know what Edgar Wright is doing anymore. I like
Yeah,
Powell. I like Glenn Powell though. Maybe I give it a C minus for Glenn.
yeah. I think
And
all the performances are good.
yeah, I think that everybody's doing their best despite material that I think is pretty too self serious.
Yeah, it's weird. It is very overtly political in ways that I found off-putting and
Felt like at
obvious.
times I was getting read a fucking Adam McKay script,
Little bit had
you
a little bit
know?
of that energy to it.
And I just was like, does Edgar Wright not want to have fun with this? He's a
Yeah, it
fun
should have been
guy.
more fun. I
Yeah.
agree with you there. You kind of forgot about the meat and potatoes.
Well, I was just thinking about like, man, I was thinking about because of Powell and how he really is trying to emulate, I think, and really kind of model his stuff after Cruise,
He's trying to
right?
cruise. He runs a lot.
And so I was just thinking, God, man, McQuarrie would have probably done really well with this, or somebody to that level that is a good writer and could figure this thing out. I just
And isn't trying to
make a political
imbue.
film.
Yeah, I mean, not that there's anything necessarily wrong with that. I mean, we covered Paul Verhoeven for God's sake, and he's one of our favorites, but
Yeah, and
he
this
never
was
forgot about the meat.
yeah, but he never did. But also for a movie that is really trying to be dark and kind of cynical, there's you can still be fun within there. There's got to and it not
Yeah,
be so
RoboCop,
bland. Yeah,
Starship
RoboCop
Troopers.
is the yeah. It was making
I
me
mean, it
think
wants
of
to be
like
a Verhoeven movie.
well, that's what the original
That
was. It
the
was
original
almost
is
like a
very much that. It came out the same year as RoboCop,
yeah,
and
it's
it's
very
like,
much
oh,
a
this is just crappy RoboCop.
exactly. And I just the premise and the visuals and the idea of doing that now is such a good idea, and yet I think you kind of explain that really well. It's like this is a really great idea that could be tapped into and
It's a
really
perfect movie
explored.
to remake because the first one
Yeah.
is not very good, but it
Yeah.
has a
And
great idea.
it's got a wonderful idea. And yet they squander it. And, I don't agree with some criticisms out there that are very lackluster, about the film. But I do just my problems only stem from just Wright's lack of juice in any of this, not from weird personal matters that seem to lie at uh, you know choices that Powell has as a character or whatever. I don't care. There's some people making some weird jumps to conclusions online about this movie, and it's like just stick to the Edgar Wright and how he is the one that is the guy that made Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz and Scott Pilgrim, and this movie is devoid of any ounce of those kind of fun things in it.
Yep, agreed.
So, but yeah, but Jay's review is perfect, and
Agreed.
his ending for that review is the funniest thing, and honestly,
Agreed.
that review is better than the film,
Agreed.
and so. But
Great
anyway,
work by me.
your recommendation of the week, sir.
Recommendation of the week, been on a little bit of a cold streak, as well as being busy socially. Haven't been watching a ton of good stuff. We did start watching Nobody Wants This, and so far, I think it's pretty good.
Which
So watch
which
that, I guess.
which ones nobody wants this? Is that the Adam Brody
Yeah, Kristen
Kristen
Bell.
Bell
Yeah.
show? Why is that? Why is it? Is there controversy with that thing?
Um,
People not like it or something?
is there?
I don't fucking know. People are stupid.
I don't know.
I don't
Whatever.
know. I
I'm only
don't
like
know.
3 episodes in. I don't know.
It's good so far.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
A resounding recommendation for me. Yeah, it's fine.
Uh, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, Blue Sky, around McQuade77. All my work's at AwardsWatch.com. Done a lot of interviews lately. I'm really proud of the one that just came up on Monday with Tiana Taylor for One Battle After Another.
Yeah, I almost watched it. I'm going to.
He's gonna watch it, but will you tell me if you liked it after you watched it?
I will, and I
Will
will
you
be
actually
honest.
will you actually text me?
I'll be
Because
honest. Yeah,
I never know if you read any of my stuff and then you don't. I know you just don't read any of my stuff.
I need to read more of anybody's stuff, to be
That's
honest.
fair. Well, you should read maybe your co-host stuff.
Yeah, yours first and foremost.
Well, yeah. I mean, anything on the site you should always be reading, buddy. We've got some great stuff. A lot of good stuff coming up, which is why you should sign up for the newsletter because it's the best place to get all that news, reviews, and interviews and podcasts sent you all in one place. Main show is on Monday, and iTunes, Spotify, 5-star reviews. We greatly appreciate it. My recommendation of the week: I'm going to go to the world of TV because I've been on a little bit of a cold streak, and there's not many films left for I need to watch. Like if you want to see a movie, go out there, go see Blue Moon or the Linklater film if it's still near you. But my recommendation of the week is the HBO series Task with
Oh, yeah, I want to watch that.
Mark Ruffalo from the creators of Mayor of Easttown. Tom Pelphrey is on it as well. It's a story about these kind of like this guy and his friend. They're robbing a local biker gang who's connected to the fentanyl business. And so they're doing that while Mark Ruffalo has designed a task force to stop all these robberies from happening and how they're all connected and everything. And it's getting people killed and it's getting worse and worse. First episode, 2 episodes, I was kind of like, where is this thing going? Third and fourth episode really opened up. And by the end of the third, I was like, put on the fourth. And by the end of the fourth, I was like, put on the fifth. We are 4 episodes in. Got to see the final three. Only 7 episodes, Jay, which is wonderful. And it's good stuff. It's really good stuff. I'd highly recommend it. Ruffalo, one of our best, I think.
Yep.
And just a really solid fucking actor and dude.
Rough.
He's making great choices off screen and on screen because he's a great advocate, but he's also
Just rewatch Zodiac.
He's great. Dark Waters.
We love it.
We love it. Like he's a wonderful actor. He's one of those like man when he's in stuff non MCU related, even MCU he's not bad. But like just he makes great fucking choices, and this is another one and a great showcase for him. So that's going to do it for this week's show. We are going to be back next week. We're going to be talking about Beau Travail. And until then, we will see you all next time.